The next one is that noble ideas, aims and objectives. Noble aims and objectives. The third essential element or the salient feature of Indian Constitution is that noble aims and objectives. Here, when you observe the preamble of Indian Constitution, we found the noble aims and objectives. So what are the noble aims and objectives? Firstly, the justice. Next, liberty. And third one is that equality, fraternity, and finally integrity. So these are the noble aims and objectives which are mentioned in our preamble of the Indian Constitution. Here, what is the justice? Justice on what matter? Justice on social justice or social manner, social justice, economic justice, political justice. Social justice, economic justice, political justice. Here, the state of India going to provide social justice to the all citizens of India to eradicate discrimination on the basis of religion, race, gender, caste, etc. etc. That's why here the state of India is responsible to eliminate discrimination among the people for providing social justice. And what about economic justice? Elimination of inequalities in the matters of minimum needs. Minimum needs. Minimum needs. Food, clothes, shelter. For providing food, clothes, shelter, India is responsible to provide food, clothes, shelter to the people of India. That means the India shall take responsibility to provide economic justice to the people of India. Then political justice. In the matters of participation in the government, India shall take steps towards providing equal opportunity in the matters of participation in the government. So this is called political justice. So like here, justice is the one noble aim and objective which are under social justice, economic justice, political justice. Then liberty. Liberty on what grounds? Liberty on 5 grounds. What are the liberty on 5 grounds here? Liberty of thought. Liberty of thought. Liberty of expression. Liberty of thought. Liberty of expression. Liberty of belief. Liberty of faith. Liberty of worship. Keep in mind, our Constitution of India, especially the preamble of India, provide liberty to the people of India in the matters of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship. Understood? Liberty on 5 matters. So, regarding to the thought, the people enjoy the liberty, freedom. In the matters of expression also, the states provide freedom to the people of India regarding to the expression. Belief, faith, worship. So these are the noble aims and objectives under liberty. And what about equality? Equality on what matters? Equality in the matters of opportunity. Equality in the matters of opportunity. So here, equality in the matters of opportunity, equality in the matters of treatment. Understood? Equality in the 2 grounds. Equality in the matters of opportunity, equality in the matters of treatment shall provide by the state. That's why here the state of India shall provide equal opportunity to the people of India, equal treatment to the people of India. That means elimination of discrimination or providing equal opportunity to all citizens of the India. as noble aim and objective. And fraternity. What is mean by fraternity? Fraternity is nothing but the brotherhoodness. What is that? Brotherhood. Fraternity means brotherhood. The state of India shall provide brotherhoodness among the people of India. You know very well, in the Constitution of India, Article 51A, under the fundamental duties, we provided brotherhoodness. That means the state shall promote brotherhoodness among the people of India. This is called fraternity. So it promotes the unity and integrity among the people of India. Fraternity, nothing but the brotherhoodness, promote unity and integrity among the people of India. So these are the noble aims and objectives of the Indian Constitution as salient feature. Then the next one is that the combination of rigidity and the flexibility. Combination of rigidity and the flexibility. Do you know very well? The Constitution also classified in the manner of amendment procedure. The fourth salient feature is that combination of rigidity and flexibility. What is mean by rigidity and what is mean by flexibility? We studied in the first year. Flexibility. Constitution classified into two types on the manner of amendment procedure. One is rigid constitution. Another one is flexible constitution. The constitution which amended with special procedure. That means that for the amendment of the constitution which is having special procedure, typically it was amended, is called as rigid constitution. The constitution which amend in typical manner. That means for the amendment of the constitution we have the special procedure that was called as rigid constitution. The best example of the rigid constitution is that USA Constitution, United States of America. It was the best example for the rigid constitution because American Constitution cannot amended easily. Whereas Indian Constitution, some parts of the Indian Constitution amended in rigid manner, some are amended in flexible manner. Here what is meant by flexible? Opposite of the rigid one. That means the constitutional provisions which are amended in simple manner. That means for the amendment of the constitution, if we have simple procedure, that was called as flexible constitution. Now, what is the example of the flexible constitution? Britain Constitution. Britain is the very flexible constitution in the world. What about the India? India is not the rigid constitution. India is not flexible one. India is the both rigid and flexible constitution. It is the blend of the rigidity and flexibility. Understood? It was the mixture of both the rigid features and flexible features. Then, according to the article 386, our Constitution of India prescribed three different methods to amend the Constitution of India. What are the methods? One is simple majority. That means 1/2 majority. And second one is that special majority. Which is 2/3 majority. 1/2 majority and 2/3 majority. And third one is that special majority with 50% of states ratification. 50% of states ratification. Keep in mind, all of you. There are the three different methods to amend the Indian Constitution. One is that simple majority, that is a 1/2 majority. That means 50% of the total member of the house, both the house of the Parliament of India. And special majority, 2/3 majority, 2/3 majority. Out of the three, 2% should be accept. And the third majority is that special majority plus 50% of states ratification. 50% of states should approve to amend some of the provisions. Here, what are the important provisions to amend the simple majority here? For example, creation of new states. Creation of new states. For example, at the time of formulation of Telangana, we amended part 1 of the Constitution under the Article 3. Understood? So that was based on the simple majority, formation of the states, and also bifurcation of the boundaries of the states. That means adjustment of the changing of the boundaries of the state. It is also undercomes the simple majority. At the same time, creation of legislative councils, abolition of legislative council. They undercomes simple majority. Understood? Simple majority is the majority which require 1/2 majority. 1/2 majority in the separate houses separately. That means both the houses separately. Such example is that new state, creation of new states, and also abolition of legislative council and the formation of legislative council and the alteration of the boundaries of the states. And what about the special majority? Special majority requires 2/3 majority. 2/3 majority. In the both houses, it requires 2/3 majority individually. That means there are two houses, bicameralism. Parliament alone enjoy the power of the amend of the Constitution. We enjoy the power to amend the Constitution. Parliament of India. Parliament of India enjoyed the power to amend the Constitution of India under the Article 386. So here there are both houses in Parliament, upper house, lower house, Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha. Both houses having powers to amend the Constitution of India. Here 2/3 majority. What are the important provisions to amend the Constitution under special majority? Fundamental rights. Fundamental rights also undercomes 2/3 majority. That means while amending the fundamental rights, it requires 2/3 majority. At the same time, direct to principles of state policy. Direct to principles of state policy also require 2/3 majority. Fundamental rights require 2/3 majority. Direct to principles also require 2/3 majority. And remaining provisions which are not undercome simple majority and special majority with 50% states ratification. Okay. So then, what about the third category of the amendment procedure? Here, the provisions regarding to the federal nature. What are they? Federal nature. The provisions which are regarding to the federal nature undercomes special requirement. That means special majority with 50% of states ratification. For example, union state relations. Union state relations. For example, the Supreme Court. For example, the union government powers and functions. Under comes special majority along with 50% of the states should approve the bill. So this is the method of the amendment procedure which are mentioned in our Constitution of India. Whereas our Constitution Article 386 did not consider simple majority as amendment procedure. Originally, the Constitution of India did not consider simple majority as amendment procedure because by this simple majority, the provisions can change as common law. as normal ordinary law, whereas these are the not ordinary laws, these are the special laws. These requires the two-third majority. For changing these provisions, it requires two-third majority. So that is why you have to mention our Constitution of India, some provisions are amended in flexible manner, some provisions are amended in rigid manner. Understood? So this is the one of the salient feature of Indian Constitution, that is combination of rigidity and flexibility. Understood? So because here we have the rigid features as well as flexible features. Then the next one is the combination of federal and unitary. Combination of federal and unitary. So Indian Constitution is considered as both the federal features as well as unitary features. Let us try to understand very clear manner. The fifth one is the combination of federal and unitary. Combination of federal and unitary. So what is mean by federal government? What is mean by unitary government? Keep in mind, all of you, Article 1 of the Indian Constitution. Article 1 of the Indian Constitution said Indian is the union of state. India is union of state. That means India is the combination of states. Here we are not used the term federal. So we never found the federal word in our Indian Constitution. Instead of the federal, we used union of states. Understood? So that's why we have to understand we are not incorporated the term federal, but we adapted federal form of government. Okay? Then here very clear, the term federal is derived from the Latin word feudus, which means treaty or agreement. Okay, so this federal feature incorporated with the inspiration of 1935 Government of India Act, at the same time with the inspiration of Canadian model, at the same time with the inspiration of American model. So basically there are different dimensions in the federal features. Finally we concluded our federal government is closely related to the Canadian model of federal government. Canadian model of federal government, because here the federal government, the basic feature of the federal government is division of powers. Division of powers. Powers are divided between union government and state government. Union government and state government. You know very well, 7th schedule divided entire the powers into the 3 lists, that was union list, state list, concurrent list. Union list, state list, concurrent list. Here the powers are divided. On the union list, the union government enjoy the powers. On the state list, state government enjoy the powers. On the concurrent list, both the union and state enjoy the powers. Okay, that's why here the division of powers are existed in India. At the same time, 2 governments, nothing but 2 governments. Is there 2 governments? Union government, state government. There is a bicameralism. There is a bicameralism. 2 houses. The legislature which contains 2 houses. Upper house, lower house. You know that Parliament of India contains 2 houses. Upper house Rajya Sabha, lower house Lok Sabha. There is a bicameral system. And also independence of judiciary. Independence of judiciary. So this is also one of the federal features. Like this, in Indian Constitution, we have some federal features. That's why India is considered as federal one. Besides the federal features, Indian Constitution also existed some of the unitary features. What are the unitary features of Indian Constitution? You know that one Constitution Is there any constitution for the states? No, there is only one constitution for the both states and at the same time strong center, the central government enjoys the more powers than state government, and also single citizenship. We enjoyed the single citizenship only because unlike the USA, we enjoyed the single citizenship. Whereas in USA, there was the citizenship of the USA one, another the one is that concerned. Whereas in India, if you reside in Telangana also, you are having the citizenship of India only. There is no additional citizenship for the any people in India. Single citizenship, that is unitary government. That means unitary government is the government which is the one. Uni means one, tari means rule. Uni means one, tari means rule. Rule by one. That is called unitary government. The features of unitary government is one constitution, strong center, at the same time single citizenship, at the same time one election system, one election commission, appointment of the governors, appointment of governors. Governors are appointed by the President of India. President of India is the undercomes central government, but the governors worked in state government. Here the governor is the head of the state, but he is appointed by the central government. Is it undercomes unitary feature or not? At the same time, all India services. All India services. There are three all India services. One is IAS, Indian Administrative Service. Another one is IPS, Indian Police Service. And finally, Indian Forest Service. Indian Forest Service, not Foreign Service. These three are the all India services. They are appointed by the President of India, but they worked in the states. That is why the appointment of the all India services, appointment of the governor, election commission, single citizenship, integrated judiciary, they all undercomes unitary features. That's why our Constitution of India consists both the unitary features as well as federal features. That's why you have to remember Ambedkar's statement regarding to the federal and unitary form of government. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who is the father of Indian Constitution, was the chief architect of the Indian Constitution, stated that India is the federal as well as unitary government. In ordinary time, India is the federal government. In emergency time, India became unitary government. You know very well K.C. Ware. Who is the one? K.C. Ware, popular constitutionalist. He described about the Indian Constitution is quasi-federal. That means of federal features, of unitary features. That means federal in form, unitary in spirit. Federal in form, unitary in spirit, according to the K.C. Ware. And also Ivor Jennings. Ivor Jennings, one of the famous constitutionalist from the Britain, he also described Indian Constitution is the federal form of government with centralizing tendency. That means unitary government which enjoyed the powers by one government. There is no division of powers in unitary form of government. According to Ivor Jennings, India is the federal form of government, but there is a centralizing tendency. Like this, Indian Constitution is the blend of both federal features as well as unitary features. It is the combination of federal as well as unitary. Understood? So this is the one salient feature of Indian Constitution. Then the next one is that parliamentary form of government. The sixth one is that parliamentary form of government. Parliamentary form of government. Keep it in mind. Don't concentrate on writing. You have to concentrate on my words. Okay. The parliamentary form of government. Here the another salient feature of the parliamentary form of government. Another feature of Indian Constitution is that parliamentary form of government. India adopted parliamentary form of government, which is inspired by the British type of. That means Westminster model of the government. British parliamentary system is popularly known as Westminster form of government. You know very well, Britain is the mother of the parliamentary system because the first parliamentary system originated in the Britain. That's why we are taken parliamentary system from the Britain and incorporated in India, both the union level at the same time state level. We are inspired by the British government and incorporated parliamentary system both the union level as well as state level. What is mean by parliamentary form of government? The government which is derived from the parliament. For example, if you take parliament, this is called parliament. For example, there are both houses, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. The government which is headed by Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers, they all are comes from Parliament only. Prime Minister is the member of Parliament. Council of Ministers also member of the Parliament. If the government is derived from the Parliament, is called as parliamentary form of government. So here the Parliament has control over the executive. That means here the government which is called executive, which is called legislature. That means here the government which is derived from the legislature and the Parliament, nothing but the legislature, have control on executive. There was a responsibility. Understood? Here who responsible to the whom? Executive responsible to the legislature. That means government responsible to the Parliament. That is why parliamentary form of government also called as responsible form of government. We accepted parliamentary system of the Britain, but we are not accepted the hereditary head of the Britain. The British parliamentary system headed by Queen or King, whereas we are not accepted such a hereditary head of the nation. We changed the provision that was elected head. Our head of the nation comes from the election manner. And moreover, the additional features is that two heads. One is nominal head, another one is real head. Nominal head, real head. The parliamentary form of government, the basic feature is that nominal head, real head. Who is the nominal head? In England, Queen or King. In India, President of India. Whereas in real head, in England, Prime Minister of Britain or England. In India, Prime Minister of India. That means the parliamentary form of government having the feature is two heads. One is head of the nation, that was nominal head. Another one is head of the government as real head. At the same time, responsibility, that means responsibility, collective responsibility. Collective responsibility also one of the feature of parliamentary form of government. Here the government collectively responsible, that means executive. The executive collective responsible to the parliament, that means legislature. Understood? There was a feature, the government here, the Prime Minister, Council of Ministers, collectively responsible to the parliament for their actions, for their omission and commission. They collectively responsible to the legislature, nothing but the Parliament of India, in India. That's why there was a collective responsibility in the parliamentary form of government. Then, and also control over the executive. control over the executive. Here who control over the executive? Legislature control over the executive. So they are asking the questions to the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers in the Parliament of India. They imposed some motions like cut motions and also no confidence motion. Like that, the legislature control over the executive. These are the features of parliamentary form of government. We adapted this the union level as well as state level. So that's why this was inspired by whom? British type of Westminster model of the parliamentary system.
ఆ చదువులమ్మ నేరుగా ప్రతి ఇంటి గడప చేరగా మీ భవితకే భరోసా దూరదర్శన్ వేదికగా